It's the same nonsense that's been going on the whole trial. She can get mad all she wants, but what she does is she gets mad. She says, "Oh, I think about, I'm going to consider this mistrial motion." But you think about that. I mean, if she grants a mistrial, now she's got to decide whether to do it with prejudice or without. And in order to do it with prejudice, you have to find that the prosecutor is either goading it, meaning that they're trying to do it. And I
Yep.
understand the argument that, they're so far behind. I get it. But the prosecution has vehemently opposed a mistrial.
All right, we've got Montre in the building. Did I say your name right, brother?
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay, what's on your mind, man? Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, brother. Hey, I just want to say something about the judge. A lot of people just saying that, she's not biased, but I see it different. Just
Okay.
like you were saying that they gave the jury a way to get off the trial.
Mm-hmm.
She had many opportunities to grant a mistrial and also with prejudice. So, even like right now, she's kind of fighting more for the state to keep going forward with the case. So to me, that's more like a bias thing. It's like she got skin in the game.
Oh yeah, for sure. But at the same time, I mean, her job is to run the court, right? To the best of her ability. So if she's trying to run the court and go through the process, do you think there's any onus on her to do whatever she can to make sure proceedings move forward smoothly? Or do you think she should, if it crashes and burns, she should just let it go? What do you think about that statement?
Well, the answer to that pretty much is like we all are watching the state, right? And they're making mistake after mistake after mistake. They're not prepping none of the witnesses.
Yeah.
It's like they just throwing things on the wall to see what will stick with the jury. And her as an experienced judge, I'm pretty sure she can see through that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I mean, it's hard to give her the benefit of a doubt in this instance, especially after all the motions that have been filed. So I'm with you on that. Do you think there will be?
And I want to say one more
ahead.
thing.
Go ahead.
Me coming from the hood, and when we out there in the hood and especially in our communities, we see like all the gang banging and all the crime happening. And me as a citizen, most definitely, I want all that to be gone from out of our neighborhoods. But when I look at this trial, and I can kind of forgive the state if they were showing any type of evidence that's connecting with the charges that they put forward. Then I could say, well, maybe I'll give them a little pass, because sometimes it takes, dirt to fight dirt. But I'm not even seeing this in this case. It's just like, I don't see none of the evidence.
Yeah. And the state has done a terrible job of showing why they even brought this RICO in the first place. So I agree with you, man.
Absolutely.
But let me know, what do you think? What do you think? Is there going to be a mistrial today or no?
I don't think it's going to be a mistrial.
Wow.
Me as a defendant, I wouldn't want the mistrial unless I was getting it with prejudice.
Okay.
Because then it's like we're gonna have to go through this this whole process once again, and what that does is give the state enough time to study and see where they can make corrections and come back at you stronger.
Yeah, I mean they've got all of us talking about it on YouTube as well to study.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
they got so much homework that they can just comb through and they probably gonna come back with different prosecutors, definitely, and they're gonna be mainly more on their A game. So I definitely would just go ahead and ride it out and roll the dice. And with that is the sad thing, that they do have appeals, but they could be sitting in jail for like 3-4 years or longer waiting for an appeal.
Yeah. I agree. I'm with you 100%, man. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching the show, brother.
Absolutely. You keep doing what you do, brother. We appreciate you.
I will. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go ahead and get 916 up in here.
Karma Rose.
Oh, we got Karma Rose in the building. Good morning, Karma Rose.
Hey, good morning.
All right. What's on your mind? I'm doing well. Thank you. What's on your mind this morning?
So I'm feeling like, so first off, let me say, I've never been a lawyer, never tried to watch a court case before. This is actually my first one. And even I know that the state is doing a horrible job. I have no law training whatsoever. And I can see that the defense is winning. So I feel like they should do a mistrial just because this is like embarrassing, bro. The state of Georgia is looking horrible right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I want everyone who's watching, especially, to remember that you don't have to have legal experience to comment on this and to have an opinion on this. You know why? Because the jury is made up of people just like you and just like me, who are sitting here looking at the evidence that's been presented, hearing what's going on in court. Yes, we're seeing a little bit more than what a normal jury would see. But I mean, we're going to be wondering what's going on when there's all these constant breaks. You're asking the jury to leave and come back and leave and come back. So, I mean, we have a say in this because, I mean, God forbid one day we could be on a RICO trial jury like this. So you're a part of it just as much as they are.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, how can they unhear something? Like, I can't unhear certain things that I hear, or I can't unsee certain things that I see. There's no way. And that right there is grounds for mistrial, because they can't unhear it. They can't say, okay, forget what you just heard. That's impossible. That's hard to do.
Exactly. And it's unfortunate because it's something so simple. And in the going to the statement that Judge Whitaker made about things being sloppy, this could have been so easily prevented and we could have been moving forward. But because they're not doing their job, now we have to hit the brakes on this whole trial and make this tough decision, which is my next question. Do you think there will be a mistrial today or no?
I believe that there should be. I don't think that Judge Whitaker is going to do it, though. She's really gung-ho on not doing it because she's not given any, in my opinion, any real thought to any of the other mistrial motions. She just off the top. Oh no, I'm just going to go ahead and we're not going to grant it. It's like you haven't even thought about it or gave it a second blink, or you were just already with your comeback. So
right.
She's not trying to. She's her own reasons, whatever they may be. She's not trying to let it happen. And I feel like that's bad judgment on her call too.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, the only time she took a little bit of a pause was last week when Detective Dennis said what he said about Yak Gotti. Other than that, everything's been like, I'm not gonna grant a mistrial. Let's keep it moving.
Like, yeah, it's always been like, quit asking because you guys are not gonna get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
You already know what my answer is going to be. I don't know why you guys are even asking me this, So yeah, I agree with you. And another thing is, yesterday when she said, "Well, do you guys want it without prejudice?" Like, as a judge, you should not be giving that option. We're relying on you. This is your courtroom, your judgment. Don't give them an option like that. Either it is or it isn't, and you have to make that call.
Yeah.
I don't punish my kids, or when I punish my children, I don't go, so do you want to live in or do you want time out? No,
exactly. You getting that whooping?
Right, you just have to pay the punishment accordingly, correct?
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
You don't give them options. I just feel like that was weird on her call too. So that's my little 2 cents.
All right, shout out to Karma Rose. I appreciate you always watching and supporting. Thank you for calling in. You can call in anytime.
No worries. Okay, thanks. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. I'm going to read a couple of these super chats in here. Thank y'all for sending in the super chats. We've got Ashley Bryan in here. And I'll get 803 in here in a second. Oh, South Carolina in the building. Hold on. I gotta accept this one. I'll read the super chats in a second.
Angela.
To accept.
All right, Angela is in the building. Angela, can you do me a favor and turn off your YouTube because there's gonna be a delay.
All right, Angela.
Okay, is that better?
There it is, Angela from the 803. Shout out to South Carolina in the building. What is up with you?
Not much. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. What's on your mind this morning?
My personal opinion about this is I kind of think the state did that intentionally.
Ooh.
And the reason I feel that way is because she didn't even have to hand him the paper. She could have let him read it off of the monitor thing the entire time. Why did she hand it to him when she knew that was still on there, the hashtag? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I think the state wants a mistrial because they are losing at this point.
Wow.
That is just my opinion.
That's an interesting point, Angela. So you think they're down they're down 40 in the fourth quarter. They say, hey, we just got to give it up. This is it.
Right. I just think that they know it's 4th and 1 and it's 3 seconds left and they're on the 40-yard line. And there's no way they can kick a field goal or score a touchdown.
Golly, Angela.
Well, it's crazy. I know, and it sounds crazy also, but that's just the way I feel.
No, that doesn't sound crazy at all.
The judge, I think, just like the previous caller said, I mean, why are you giving them an option of prejudice or not prejudice? I mean, that is your decision. Why would you give an option to them? First of all, they shouldn't even, we should have been at a mistrial. That's the first thing. But at this point, definitely a mistrial. I don't know if she'll rule it, but definitely a mistrial.
All right. Well,
and the biggest question is are they gonna give any bonds, or is Thug gonna get out or what? Like, I'm wondering how that's gonna go.
Yeah, since that's the thing. I think we covered this several weeks ago. A lot of people don't realize is if they get a mistrial without prejudice, that doesn't guarantee that all the defendants are going to be let out of prison. They might have to sit there until they retry this case again.
Until they retry the case. Yes.
And I think that decision is up to Judge Whitaker, which I think in this instance, she probably would say, nah, y'all get out of there and the state needs to figure this out. But still, it's a risk. It's a big risk. And I don't know that the defense is willing to take it, but I appreciate you calling in from the 803, Angela. Thank you for your insight and your thoughts. You can call in anytime.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I enjoy your show.
I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, I'm going to get some more phone calls in here in a second. Let me read some of y'all's comments and get some of these super chats in here too. Let's see. And before I read these, Angela makes a great point. Why wouldn't the state just make their job easier? Now, I mean, we could argue they don't know how to do that because every step in this trial, there has been an instance to where they could have done things smoother and easier, and they just chose to go the difficult route. But why wouldn't she just have him read off the screen? And we saw, even with Lil Woody, Hilton did that too. She's like, can you see that? He's like, nah, I can't see. So she hands him a piece of paper, and Lil Woody says, I can't read. So I don't know. Y'all have to let me know what you think in the chat. Was it intentional on the state's part? I can't say. The state knows that they messed up big time. So they're just all hands on deck at this point, and they're trying to get whatever they can. Thank you for the super chat.
Call from
Joshua Van Lon.
There it is. The Honorable Attorney Joshua Van Lon is in the building. He's out there hustling, grinding, working, trying to free the people. Thank you for taking the time to call in, brother. What's on your mind?
What's up, man? Hey, I just don't want people getting their hopes up.
I keep telling them.
It is what it is. It's the same nonsense that's been going on the whole trial. She can get mad all she wants, but what she does is she gets mad. She says, oh, I think about, I'm going to consider this mistrial motion. But you think about that. I mean, if she grants a mistrial, now she's got to decide whether to do it with prejudice or without. And in order to do it with prejudice, you have to find that the prosecutor is either goading it, meaning that they're trying to do it.
Yep.
And I understand the argument that, they're so far behind. I get it, but the prosecution has vehemently opposed a mistrial. So it's not like they're trying to get a mistrial. There's not evidence of that. So to find it with prejudice, she'd have to find manifest injustice, meaning that so much has gone wrong, which you know my position. Obviously, I think so much has gone wrong.
Yes.
Obviously, I think they're in a losing position. But if she goes forward with the trial, then it's up to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeals can say, nah, it should have been a mistrial, and then her hands are clean. So I'm not saying I agree with any of this. I made that clear, okay? But
yeah,
she's not going to grant a mistrial because unless she. So here's the thing. Maybe here's how you get your hopes up. If she grants a mistrial, she'll have to do it with prejudice because
she has to. Yeah,
they're not gonna retry the case. If she's not gonna let them retry the case and do all this nonsense again. Look how much hassle they've already gone through. They can't get it right this long into it. She's not going to expect them to do it all again. And so I just don't think it's even feasible. It doesn't matter what they do at this point. And plus, you got the defense jumping up saying, I don't want a mistrial at one point. And that's because they don't want to consent to a mistrial. If they consent to it, then it can be without prejudice. So I guess my point is there's too much at stake for this judge where she can just have clean hands by saying, you know what, I've considered it, I deny it. And if she does grant it, it'll be with prejudice. And if for some reason I'm dead wrong, I can't imagine I'd be wrong about the bond also. I don't think that she's going to give him a bond even if she does grant a mistrial. I just think that, there's too much hope that we're going to get up.
Yeah, and I'm with you 1000% because my thing is Judge Whitaker is clearly thinking about her reputation and how she's viewed as a judge, right? So to me, what would be worse? Would it be worse for this thing to go to verdict and the jury says not guilty? Okay, Judge Whitaker, she's free there. She did her job. Okay, the jury comes back with a guilty verdict. Obviously, we all know Brian Steele is not going to let that go, and neither are any of the other defendants, and they're going to go to the Court of Appeals. Court of Appeals comes back, and they either say yes or they say no. Either way, as you mentioned, Judge Whitaker's out of it. But right now,
they'll blame Glanville for everything.
Exactly. But right now, if Judge Whitaker says, hey, it's a mistrial with prejudice, Fannie Willis is going to be on her ass. Like Fannie Willis is not going to be happy about that all the time. Right. The resources.
She can't appeal it.
Right. Exactly.
So, and the other thing too is I think Whitaker can see the writing on the wall as far as the verdict goes. So carrying this thing to a verdict, what you've seen from her is let's get this trial done. Let's get it over with. Let's rush this trial. Let's get it. Let's speed it up. Because I think she sees the writing on the wall is going to be not guilty verdict on the main stuff. There might be some tiny charges in there that don't warrant any more time or anything like that. But the bottom line is she gets to a not guilty verdict. She did her job. Case is over, and she looks like the hero.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point, and I think I'm with you. That's what's looking like likely would be the case, especially since the defense is the prosecution's getting closer to being through their witnesses. And I mean, from this point, what are we going to hear from 8 more Fulton County gang experts talking about how the song lyrics were used to promote gang activity? I mean, come on.
Yeah, you call him an expert if you want. I'm not going to.
I don't think any of us are. We're with you on that, man. But hey, thank you for calling in. I always love hearing from the professionals, man, specifically you, the Honorable Attorney Joshua Van Lawn. So thank you for calling in, man. I appreciate your time as always.
Appreciate you. Keep up the good work, brother.
Yes, sir. Salute. Man, I love it when our resident attorneys call in. It always makes my day to hear it from the professionals. So y'all say a big shout out and thank you to the Honorable Attorney Joshua Van Lawn. Let me get my guy Floyd, the real deal.
Real deal Neil WPP. To accept.
All right, there he is. Floyd, the real deal Neil is in the building. What's up with you, man?
What's going down? How y'all feeling this morning?
Doing great, brother. How are you?
I'm good. So, in regards to this mistrial thing, I think that he almost did what he was trying to do, in my opinion. Almost. but Brandy wrote this song back in '97, I think it was. She said, "Everybody knows almost doesn't count." Ain't gonna be no mistrial. I don't see that happening
Floyd.
at all. But what I do want to know is what's gonna be his next approach to try to cause a mistrial. Because if Bo better get back on that stand, he ain't trying to tell all the stuff he told us out that room. I think he's gonna try to mess up.
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's talk about that, Floyd, because with Detective Dennis, right? After he messed up and said, "Oh yeah, Gotti was in prison," they kicked him out of there. But this just being a regular, everyday rapper witness, what are they going to do with his testimony if this moves forward? We haven't talked about that yet. What do you think?
Now, I think that they would definitely violate his plea, you know what I mean, or try to come back and get him on that for, talking too much or something like that, messing up on that end.
Dang.
But I think that they're going to do what they can to try to keep him on that stand.
Yeah.
But I just don't see him sitting up there trying to say everything that he said inside of that room. And shout out to you, because you put me on to the lead attorney while watching their stream yesterday. They actually had somebody who was in the courtroom who came on, and she gave her account, and she was talking about the facial expressions whenever he did. So it wasn't like it was planned or thought out, or maybe he's just a good actor, because they said whenever he said this, that, and the other, Hilton's face was shocked, like this, that, and the other. But I also felt like she was baiting him into it, like keep on reading.
Absolutely.
And you gave this boy the unredacted copy. That's on you. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and shout out to the lead attorney AV, and that was I'm not a lawyer, but that was Melanie over there. I saw that too.
Yeah.
When she was talking about what was going on in the courtroom. So shout out to them.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, I'm interested to see what's gonna go today. And shout out to you, man, because there's not too many people I see who jump in other folks' chat and support like you do. So that was a blessing to see you jump in there and know that you ain't out here stingy. Before I go, words of wisdom. They got a place called the Dead Sea, and it's dead because it has an inlet but does not have an outlet, and the salt content is so high. You blessed because you got an outlet on you, man. So keep on pouring into people. Yeah,
I appreciate you, man, and you do the same thing as well. I appreciate all the support that you give. You've been in here consistently showing major love and support to not only the show but to all the community. So thank you for what you do, brother.
Absolutely, man. Be blessed. Y'all be great today.
All right, y'all give it up for Floyd, the real deal Neal in the building, my guy. Take it easy. Let me see if I can get 202 in here.
Hello.
Hey, 202. This is ClassE Beats from the Music Morning Show. How are you?
Hey, what's up, ClassE?
Who am I speaking with?
Turbo Telly.
Oh, shout out to Turbo from DC. All right, Turbo, what's on your mind, man? Talk to me.
Love your show.
Thank you, brother.
So listen, we had a conversation about this maybe like 2 months ago about the judge getting into the case, and she shouldn't even got into the case, but she wanted to be nosy. Remember, we were talking about that. Hello. So, basically what it is, and my point of view of it is that it was thought out, because when she asked him, is the guy, how you feel about, what's your relationship with the guy? He said, he's in jail. And she said, right then and there, she just should have stopped and had a moment with the witness and said, hey, look, this is the rules of the game. You can't say that he's locked up, blah, 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 whatever the rules are. Right? Yeah. But she didn't do that. She kept going on and on and on and on. So now either that's one, bad lawyer, or two, it was staged. So, but you can't say it was staged because she kept going on and on, knowing he didn't know what to say and what not to say. Is it going to be a mistrial? No, there's not going to be a mistrial. The judge, she's not big on that. So that's just out the door. The Montauk situation, I don't feel sorry for him because he's the oldest one out of that crew. And he is security. He's supposed to be, and that's the wrong with our black. I hate to get on Afro moment, but the thing about it is these older guys are trying to run with the younger guys. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of protecting them and getting words of advice not to do certain things. And
showing them the right way to move. Yeah, I know.
And then he signed the deal. It's things you're going to miss in life. Let's just be real. The connection to the bus, your first child, you're being born, okay? that job he was supposed to get.
Yeah.
Okay, but in this situation, his mom was dying. Now I'm not gonna be insensitive because my mother died, and I was there. But the thing about it is, if that was the case, you should have took the right path so you could be there for your mom. But you want to be thugging with Young Thug. So and then you sign a 30-year probation. I don't feel sorry for you, and you older. You should know better. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the crazy thing. Yeah, the crazy thing is with Monk Tunk, right? He got his probation, well, not revoked, but now he has to do time in prison plus 22 years of probation. Can you imagine if there is a mistrial?
She went easy on him.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine him taking that plea deal and there's a mistrial today. Man, he's gonna feel terrible.
Yeah, he might want to, he might feel a certain type of way, but those are choices you make out here, and like that's it. That's all. And when you're older, you're supposed to look out for younger guys. That's why they don't get some things like this happening. You got Lil Rod, like he's 15 years old, running around with an AK. That's crazy. And you run around with this guy, and you 40, and y'all fighting over females.
Yeah,
it don't make no sense.
It's sad, man. It's sad, but hey,
love your show. I ain't gonna even stay long. Love your show, and I'm gonna say this: we got a situation going on in D.C. where the Ann Pizza guy wants to make Marion Barry knots. If you're in D.C., don't buy no knots, don't buy no pizza, none of that from them at all. Period. They gentrifying D.C. just like they do in every other city, that major city in town. That's all I got to say. Love you, ClassE.
All right, I appreciate you, brother. I love you too. Thank you for the support. Thank you for calling in. You can call in anytime, man.
Thanks, sir.
All right, that was Turbo in the building. Shout out to Turbo up in here. I missed 586. Let me call him back real quick. But he's right, man. Can y'all imagine? Can y'all imagine if this is a mistrial and Monk Tunk sitting over there like, dang.
Hello.
Hey, 586. Welcome to the Music Morning Show. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Kendall.
Hey, what's up, Kendall? Thank you for calling in, family. What's on your mind?
Hey, man, thanks, man, and I most definitely appreciate your show, man. I got a lot of input from it.
Yeah, I appreciate you watching.
Man, hey, I just wanted to sit there and say, man, obviously it is a mistrial, and to me personally, when she was telling him, when he sat there and said, hey, I read off the paper you gave me, he stated that like she told him, hey, read off this paper. And then if you notice, he went to the desk and even looked over the paperwork before she handed it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally, I believe the state know what they're doing. They know that they baiting them in for a mistrial. And they clearly see it. And the judge ain't doing nothing but egging it on their behalf.
Yeah.
Especially with her sitting there saying things like, I'm fixing y'all mistakes. Huh? You going into Glanville territory saying stuff like that, nah?
Yeah, exactly. Like she's on the same team with them. That's what they said about Glanville. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it's just obvious that she done helped them out numerous of times since she been on the stand. Since she been on the since she been up there. So, me personally, like I said, I believe it's clearly a mistrial. Would they do it? I don't know, but that's my opinion on it, man.
Yeah, that's a great, you know what? That's a great point too. I need to ask that question. Will Judge Whitaker grant a mistrial? I kind of asked a little bit of a similar question. Will there be a mistrial today? But do y'all think she's even going to grant it?
Exactly.
I don't know.
And then it's, as in my opinion, it's following the case too, man. Young Thug, I'm not saying he's just some innocent person, but at the same time, the way they're leading on, them guys was on their own accord. You haven't even established that he was this leader. You know, where are the commands? Where are him stating, go take care of that, go do that? You have no evidence of that.
Yep. I agree 1000%. And when it comes to the RICO charge, they haven't shown that at all. We barely talked about Young Thug this entire trial. I think Woody was the one who talked about him the most. And all he said was, I was chilling with Thug. I saw the lifestyle he was living and I wanted to live it too.
Right. Yep. And Shard, I believe I'm saying today, right? Shard, man, he hit it home the other day when he sat there and stated the homicide video.
Yeah.
you know, and pointed that out. Oh man, that right there should have just made everybody say, you know what, case dismissed.
Yeah, you would think so, but yeah, I hope we get there at one point, but we'll just have to wait and see. But hey, I appreciate you calling in, brother. Thank you so much for watching the show and supporting. You can call in anytime.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, have a blessed day. Take care.
You too.
Yeah, we're on Mistrial Watch. I appreciate everybody who's still in here. We still have over 3,000 people watching the show, and thank you to everybody who's liked the video so far and supporting as well. I'm gonna call a couple of y'all back, and I'm gonna read some super chats here in a second too. We've got 912 in the building. Who is this?
Call from
Stephanie.
to accept, press 1.
All right, shout out to Stephanie in the building. Good morning, Stephanie. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind?
Hey, ClassE. I watch you guys every morning, so I just want to say thanks for always giving us the best coverage.
Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.
Of course. I voted there's not going to be a mistrial, and my reasoning behind that is I do not think the defense is going to take a mistrial without prejudice. And that's what I think the big pause was yesterday whenever they were like, yes, no, we'll take stipulations, is because they don't want to have to go through this again. I think we've seen so many screw-ups that I think the jury is also picking up on this is not a great case for us. So
yeah,
I'm hoping that they're probably going to stick it out for that sole reason alone.
I agree with you on that as well. And you think about the ones that are considering considering accepting a mistrial without prejudice. I think they're the defendants that already have clients who have been convicted of certain things. So that may play into it as well. But Young Thug, I mean, his record is clean other than a few instances where he got arrested, but he doesn't have a felony. He hasn't been convicted of any crime. So for him to take whatever garbage plea that Fannie Willis and Miss Love are going to throw at him, even at this point, I don't see it happening either.
I agree. Hey, look, we all know he's got one of the best attorneys, so I think he's looking at it like, I'm not going to let them get a redo over here with all this crap they've already pulled. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't think they're going to get any better, and then especially with some people who, you know, they're sending back to jail for not, you know, testifying the way they want them. I think they're just going to get even more of those same reactions from some people that have already testified. So yeah, I would suspect. I hope they free YSL because I don't think they've got a good case against him.
All right. Well, I appreciate you calling in so much, and thank you for watching and supporting. You can call in anytime.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.